Okay, it's very exciting. We are doing the James Arnold Taylor podcast. Everybody's ready. We got the camera rolling again. We're doing that. Hank, you've got that all good? Everybody's ready?
Yeah, that's totally ready. Just, let me test the microphone.
Okay, well, hang on. Everybody, it's the James Arnold Taylor podcast. We have introduced you to the crew of people in the show. It's talking to myself. It is a podcast. We call it the JATcast. It's very exciting. We've got a lot of people in the room here. Hank is the engineer of the show. Hank, and yeah, okay. What?
No, I just want to test the microphone. Hello.
Don't do that. You know, you're an engineer.
No, I got to turn the microphone. Hello.
Would you stop that? Stop that.
Let me just say hello.
Are you done?
Yeah, it seems to be working.
Yeah, of course it's working. They can hear, they can see that it's working. You're an engineer.
Yeah.
You went to engineering school.
Yeah, totally.
Totally, okay. What engineering school did you go to?
I don't know, Earl Scheib.
Earl Scheib paints cars.
Not anymore.
Okay, well, all right. And so, Hank, the microphone is ready. You're ready to go and record?
Yeah, we're recording. We got the camera going there. That's pretty exciting there, you know. And, we got Billy over here.
No, Billy. Let's introduce everybody to Billy, the intern. Hey, Billy. Billy, come on. Billy's the intern for the show, and he takes care of things, and he does it.
Oh, yes, Mr. James, yes, I brought you your coffee.
I don't drink coffee, Billy.
Well, I know, but I thought that's what interns do.
It is what interns do. Very good. So could you maybe you could get me some tea at some point?
Oh, tea would be lovely. Would you like the throat coat or the voice tea or something like that for your voice? Because you're a voice actor and you really should be taking care of your voice like that. And someday I hope to be a voice actor, and maybe someday by working with you, I can learn how to do all of that.
Yes, okay. That's okay. Calm down. Yeah. That's the whole point. You've been our intern here on the James Arnold Taylor podcast for many years. And have you learned a lot?
Well, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, we should just bring in Mr. Announcer Guy, introduce the show, get it going, and what?
Oh, well, there's a phone, and the phone is for you.
Oh, it's a phone call for me? Oh, all right. Well, usually I call people, but who is it?
I don't know. Well, answer the phone, and then you'll see.
Okay. You don't know who it is, do you?
No, I don't know what voice you're going to do.
Okay. All right. Hang on. Hello. It's the James Arnold Taylor podcast. This is James speaking. Hello.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Oh, hey, it's Ferris, everybody.
Oh, yes, of course. No, it's Mr. Ferris.
I could have told you it was Ferris. I knew that.
You didn't know any of that, Hank. Okay, come on. Ferris, how are you? Now, let me just explain for everybody that is watching, listening. Ferris is, of course, kind of this wise, sagely fellow that listens to the James Arnold Taylor podcast. He has a billiard hall, local billiard hall, the billiard zone, right, Ferris?
Yeah, man, come on down to the billiard zone. We got lots of games out here. We got foosball, we got billiards, we got all sorts of pinball machines.
Do you have like the old arcade games? We have one of those arcade games in the house that's got like 68 different games, Space Invaders and Frogger and all of it.
Yeah, man, totally. We got all those. You can come on down to the billiard zone, check it all out.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, Ferris, we are in the middle of the podcast, and I was about to have Mr. Announcer Guy come in and do the whole introduction for the show.
Yeah, I like that when that dude comes in and he does the whole thing. Hey, man, it's the James Arnold Taylor podcast. Check it out.
You know, you have kind of a big, deep, kind of resonant voice. You could do like have you ever done announcing or anything?
Yeah, man, I do stuff for the billiard zone. Come on out to the billiard zone.
Okay, you're just doing more commercials. All right. Anyways, Ferris, was there a reason you were calling, though, before? Because we are about to kind of, go with the show and all of that.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to say, you go out there, you be blessed, James, and you just show everybody you're the guy to kind of tell them you believe in them and do all that good stuff, and just get it going on that show there, man, okay?
Well, thank you very much, Ferris. That's, it is always, I look at this podcast as a way to kind of, take people into the world that I've lived in for all these years as a voice actor. It's kind of fun. It's exciting. It's a different world for a lot of people, and they get to kind of see behind the curtain. And now, Ferris, we have a camera in here and people can see me actually, on the microphone and doing all that.
Yeah, man, I'm watching it. I think it's pretty cool.
Well, you're watching. Oh, you watched the one the other week?
Yeah, man, totally.
Okay. So, I think it's really wonderful. We try to kind of inspire people to pursue their dreams. And I talk about my faith here on the show. And I talk about the different projects and things that I'm working on.
Do some voices for them, all right?
Well, okay. Like, what would you like? You want like Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah, do Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah.
Okay, you almost went into Brian. You almost called me Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's what Brian, my agent Franklin, his son calls me that.
No, man, I'll never do that. You go ahead. Do Obi-Wan Kenobi.
All right, I'll say, hello there. What about that? That's what everybody wants. They want to hear Obi-Wan say hello there. Hello there, James.
Well, hello there, Obi-Wan Kenobi. How are you?
Well, I'm doing quite well. Have you seen Anakin?
No, I have not seen Anakin, although Anakin lives nearby. Do you know that, Obi-Wan? That Matt Lanter, the big, huge movie star, fancy pants, hunky guy that he is, I love him like a brother. He lives nearby me, and but here's the thing: Matt lives up on a hill because he's got all that TV money and movie money. But and he lives up on a hill, so you know what's happening.
Yes, Anakin has the high ground.
Yes, he does. It's and he reminds me of it all the time. Lanter, I'm coming for you, buddy. No, okay, all right. Anyways, that's silly. But anyways, all right. Is that good, Ferris? You like that, little Obi-Wan Kenobi, buddy?
No, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, man, that's cool. I like him. You say, hello there and goodbye there.
Hello there and goodbye there.
Very cool, man.
All right. Okay, so Ferris, thank you so much for your encouraging words.
Yeah, man. Last encouraging word for y'all.
Okay, what's that?
Don't mess it up.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much, Ferris.
See you, dude.
Bye. Okay. So anyways, we should get Mr. Announcer Guy. What, Billy? What?
Well, no, I mean, there's another phone call and you have
Another phone call. Okay. Well, I mean, we're just trying to just get the show going. Normally, everybody looking on the camera, normally we have the whole thing where Mr. Announcer Guy announces the show and everything first. But who's on the phone now?
Oh, I believe it's Guinevere.
Guinevere is the world's biggest James Arnold Taylor fan. That's what she's self-professed, biggest James Arnold Taylor fan. Let's get Guinevere. Hello, Guinevere. Guinevere, are you there?
Shut up. Oh my gosh! Is this JAT?
Yes, it is, Guinevere. How are you?
Shut up. I am so good, and I'm not the biggest fan.
You're not?
No, I'm not that big at all.
Oh, no, I didn't mean like big in size. I meant that you really know a lot of my work and everything, right?
Oh, totally. Shut up. Yes. I've been watching and listening and knowing all of your stuff for a long time. I love Final Fantasy. Do Titus.
Oh, and you say Titus, not Titus.
Well, no, that's because the way that his name is actually Titus, not Titus. But people thought it was Titus because his name was never said in the game.
That's right. In the first game, when the first game, Final Fantasy X, came out, his name, Titus, was never said in the game. And so people read it and they thought it was Titus,
No, but it is actually Titus.
That's right. They told me it was Titus. So I thought everybody knew that it was Titus. And then the game came out and it was like a year that it was out. And then I started hearing people say Titus. And I was like, why is everybody saying Titus? I thought, oh.
Because his name is Shut Up. That's so cool.
Yes. Okay. Anyways.
Do the voice.
Okay. Now, you're all calling to have me do the voice. Okay. Listen to my story. This may be our last chance. Is that cool?
Oh my gosh! Shut up. That is so cool. Do Ratchet.
Well, see, now the thing with Ratchet is pretty much just my regular voice. It's just right there. Hey, Clank, come on. Watch out for Quark. All right, Nefarious, that's enough.
Shut up. That is so cool. I just wanted to say, I hope you have a wonderful show, and it's so cool that you have the camera in there now and that people ever see everything that you're doing, and I just think it's wonderful, and I just hope you have a blessed, wonderful show.
Well, thank you so very much, Guinevere.
Shut up.
Okay, no, I can't shut up because I got to do the show, but maybe, I guess you can shut up and listen.
Shut up. You said shut up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be rude.
No, shut up. It's totally fine.
Okay. All right, Guinevere, you have a great day, okay?
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, well, we're getting you're all getting to see behind the scenes here of the James Arnold Taylor podcast. Before we kick it, Nick, can we get Mr. Announcer Guy in here now and do that? Hey, Mr. What, Billy? What?
Oh, no, I was just going to say your Agent Franklin is on the phone.
Now my Agent Franklin is on the phone. Okay, usually I call everybody else, but they're calling in today. That's interesting. Okay, Franklin is my agent, and he's been my agent since the beginning of my career. I've been in voiceover for, 3 decades. I've been doing radio and comedy and voiceover, and Franklin has been my agent all the way through. And Franklin. Hello, Franklin.
Hello, darling.
Yes, hello, Franklin. You're on the podcast.
Oh, you already started podcast?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like to hear my own voice. It sounds funny on the voice, and I hear it in them all. Hi, hello, you.
Okay. But that's because you hear your voice differently than we hear our voices. In fact, everybody hears their voice a little differently, except unless you're somebody like me that spends your days in little padded rooms talking to yourself and you hear yourself in the headphones all the time, you know exactly what you sound like.
Oh, I don't, but I don't.
I know, but you do. So what are you, Franklin, we are in the middle of the podcast. Was there a reason you called?
Wait, yes, wait, oh, hang on 1 second. I'm getting another call. Bigger name on the other line.
What? Hey.
You talk to Brian.
No, I don't want to talk to your son, Brian.
Hello?
Oh. Hi, Brian. How are you?
Is this Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah.
You're not as cool as Ewan McGregor.
No, I know I'm not as cool as Ewan McGregor, but, we both have been Obi-Wan for a long time, and I'm humbly glad to be a part of the whole thing.
Yeah, because you're not as cool.
Yeah, okay. Why did your dad call and then put you on the line?
I was going to see if maybe you could talk about my podcast, Brian's podcast.
No, Brian. We are not going to do a commercial for your podcast on my podcast.
That's why you're lame.
Okay, see, and that's why I won't do it, because you call me things like Obi-Wan Kenobi and you say I'm lame.
Well, the truth hurts, dude.
Okay, all right. Can you put your dad back on?
Yeah, just a second. Dad.
What?
Dad.
What? I'm right here.
Dad.
Stop. Hello, darling.
Yes. Franklin, we are trying to kind of do the podcast now.
When you got the camera in there now, people can see how you do it all. You're like the little man behind the curtain in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I guess that's exactly right. Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful show. Now you're going to go and you're going to do the King of Kings this week.
Well, we had the premiere yesterday, although I'm recording this before it actually happens. But yes, Tuesday in Franklin, Tennessee, we had the premiere for the movie, the Angel Studios movie, The King of Kings.
Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful movie. And it's all about Jesus. It's really cool. And it's animated. And
I can tell people about it.
Well, you go ahead. But anyways, you had a good time at the premiere.
Yeah, we had the premiere, and it went well, and I'm guessing because it hasn't happened yet while I'm recording this, but it will happen next week, and it'll be fun. And then I'm going to Los Angeles later this week.
Well, you're going to Anaheim. You're going to go to the WonderCon. It's a wonderful con, and it's a WonderCon.
Yes, I'm going to WonderCon, and I'm going to speak on a panel about the King of Kings.
You're going to tell about the movie.
Yes.
And you're going to say you got to go see the movie, King of Kings.
Yes, that's the whole point of doing the panel and the publicity and the press. We're doing press.
Oh, yeah, I set up the press for you, and it's wonderful.
Well, you actually didn't do much, but Gary Mariano, who is a great guy and a dear friend, and he is doing publicity for it, and as well as all the folks at Angel, and they're doing a wonderful job. Everybody's getting it all done, and we're publicizing the movie The King of Kings.
That's why I called.
Well, I know that already, but I already know all that.
I know, but I just wanted to let you know that you got to do all that, and you're going. And then you got a signing at OG Collectibles in Downey in California.
On Sunday.
Yes.
I know.
Okay.
All right. Well, Franklin, I will let everybody know about that now.
But I thought it'd be good because then you got the video there and people can see it, and then you tell them, go and listen to the rest of the podcast.
All right. Am I doing this or are you doing this?
Oh, sorry. You just go ahead.
All right. Okay. Franklin, thank you very much.
Let me put Brian on.
No, don't put Brian back. I don't.
Hello?
What?
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 What do you want?
I don't want any. I don't know why he put you back on.
Whatever, dude. You're Obi-Nobi.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brian. You guys have a great day, okay? Tell your dad I said bye.
What?
Okay. That's it. No more phone calls, guys. Can we just get Mr. Announcer Guy in and announce the show, and then we can get on with this, and then we can cut to the audio version of it?
Yeah, I don't know what you're waiting for.
I'm waiting for you guys. You get Billy. Billy, is it done? Are we done with the phone calls?
Oh, yes, Mr. James. There's no more phone calls at all.
Okay. All right, very good. Hey, Mr. Announcer Guy!
Yes, James?
You ready to go?
I've been waiting a long time, man. I was going to phone it in.
That would have been funny if you were on the phone and you did the whole thing for that. Why didn't I think of that? That would have been good. Then you would have been like on the phone. What would that sound like?
I don't know. It would have been like this.
Hello there. Yes. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Anyways, just go ahead and introduce the show, okay?
You got it, man. Cue that music, Jerry the Music Guy.
You got it, Mr. Announcer Guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's the James Arnold Taylor Podcast. Talking to myself, we call it the JATcast, man.
Yeah, man.
On today's show, Jat's gonna talk about a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Now, here he is, the same guy that's doing all the voices you're hearing, including this cool one, James Arnold Taylor!
Thanks, dude.
You got it, man. I'm going to go now.
And there he goes. And here we go. There's the music. And all of you watching on the video, now you can go to the audio version, which is the full version of the podcast. But if you're liking what you're seeing here, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that. And also, please, you can put in comments and all of that stuff there. And then you can go and listen to the rest of the show. This is just taking you behind the scenes of the James Arnold Taylor Podcast. Hope you liked what you saw. Thanks so much. Okay, and so we should have some water, shouldn't we? Let's start this show off with some water, huh?
It's time to drink some water. That's good water.
Okay. That is some good water, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Announcer Guy. And welcome to the James Arnold Taylor Podcast. We are in Season 5, Episode 2. That's exciting, isn't it? Thank you all so much for listening to the other episode and watching the behind the scenes. I hope you like this behind the scenes here, too. Just showing you how we do it here and people getting to see through the curtain to how I do the voices live and all of that. No edits required. You know, I have been in talks with various people trying to get this podcast out in other places too, and hopefully we'll get to do that. But in the meantime, I just got to tell you, because we have no sponsors here at the James Arnold Taylor Podcast at this point. I talk about things and products and stuff that I like SE Electronics microphones and stuff, and I talk about foods I like and things I like, Core Eats and all of that, and cool things there. But for the most part, it's just me putting this thing out. But at some point, maybe we'll have some sponsors and we'll put it out somewhere. I've been reaching out to some places. I won't say who yet because nothing's finalized. And we have some cool things coming up this year. And as I said, and as Franklin said, I've got the King of Kings movie coming out. I think I've been talking about that on the vlogs and such lately too. If you haven't had a chance to see the movie, well, you haven't probably because the movie hasn't been out yet, but it is coming out very soon, in a few weeks, I believe, in the States. It's coming out in the UK this week, I think, and I'll be doing press for that all this week. In fact, today, when you're hearing this on Wednesday, this show comes out on Wednesdays, but I'm recording this on Saturday, the 22nd of March. It'll be out, though, on the 26th or something. And so when you're listening to this, I will actually be in my studio doing a bunch of press for the UK, for the King of Kings movie. Now, I hope you get to see the movie. I get to play a lot of different characters in the movie. First off, I am 3 of the apostles. I'm Matthew, I'm Philip, and I'm Thomas. Am I Thomas? No, am I? Well, yeah. I do that joke every time. Doubting Thomas. See, it's a funny joke. Okay, anyways. So I play those 3 apostles, and then I also play Melchior, who is one of the 3 wise men that brings the gold, frankincense, and myrrh to the baby Jesus. And then these friends bring this one fellow who was crippled, and they lower him through the roof to get to Jesus, and Jesus lays hands on him and heals him. And I'm that fella. And then I'm also Malchus, who is the guard to, I think, Caiaphas, who Peter cuts the ear off of, and then Jesus heals his ear. I'm Malchus. And then I'm also the scribe for King Herod, and it's a fun one. So those are all voices that if you watch the movie, you can pick me out. And then I'm also the voice of Jesus at the age of 12. There's a short scene where Jesus is left and he stays in one place and his parents come back to get him, and there he is, and that was me, and I really enjoyed it. And my thanks to my friend Jamie Thomason for doing an amazing job voice directing the film, and he's an executive producer, and he was casting it, and he cast me in it. So from the beginning, I was doing voices on this film, scratch vocals and stuff before, years and years ago when they started this. I was looking on the calendar, it was in September of 2019 that we started doing voices for this movie, that long ago. And the way that they do that with the scratch voices, so I did the voice of Jesus, I did Charles Dickens, I did the devil, I did all the apostles, I did a bunch of voices in it for the scratch ones, and that's what they kind of do their preliminary animations to and storytelling and all of that. to then try to get the movie sold. And so we recorded all that back then, and I was really hoping that the movie would come out someday and that I would get to still be in it. And I'm really thrilled that it's out. And it is on the, Angel Studios is the one putting it out, so they're distributing it. They didn't make the movie. The movie was made by a group, actually some wonderful folks in Korea, actually some Korean filmmakers. And it is a wonderful telling of the gospel of Jesus Christ, and it is a really cool movie. It's animated. Oscar Isaac plays Jesus, and Forrest Whitaker plays Peter, and Pierce Brosnan plays Pontius Pilate. Mark Hamill plays King Herod. Uma Thurman is in it. I think that everybody did a wonderful job, and the movie is very nice, and I hope that everybody gets to go out and see it and support it. It will be coming to theaters soon, so I hope you do get to watch it when it comes out and support old JAT, and then wait for the credits and watch. They didn't credit me on all the ones I told you about there, but I think I'm credited like 6 times for 6 different characters in the film. At the end scroll of the credits is like, there's some names and then James Earl Taylor, and then some names and then James Earl Taylor, and some names. It's kind of funny because I played all these different characters. And so anyways, I'm thrilled to have that coming out and everybody getting to see that, as well as some other movies that I have coming out this year. Very exciting, cool stuff. Another project that I just started working on. So I will be going to Los Angeles again. I no longer live in LA, but I'll be going back there again here. This is the second time in just a couple of months. I was there for Insomniac for the 30th anniversary of Insomniac Games, and we were there, myself and David Kay and Yuri Lowenthal, and we had a great group of folks celebrating all of the different games Insomniac makes, from Ratchet and Clank to Spider-Man and all in between. And I was there a month or 2 ago for that, and now I'll be back in Los Angeles. It's very strange because I had not been really in Los Angeles since I moved, which was over 4 years ago now. So I'll be back there. I'll be in Anaheim this time for WonderCon and doing some panels on the King of Kings, as well as some other panels. And I will be also then going to OG Collectibles. If you're hanging out and you're in the Anaheim and OC area out there, Orange County area, Downey is OG Collectibles. I'll be there with Ashley and Vanessa Marshall and Taylor Gray, and we'll be signing autographs and meeting folks, and it's a cool stuff. So come on out and see us. I sure hope you do. We'll be having a good time. And then I am going to do some publicity for another show that I can't talk about yet that just started. But that one, once that one is announced, and I can announce that one, I cannot wait, because I think a lot of you will be going, that is so cool, because it's something that you all have been like, oh, you should do that. So I'm really excited about that one as well, but I can't tell you about it now. I can tell you, of course, Magneto and Marvel Rivals.
Magneto, fear Magneto.
I mentioned on one of my vlogs earlier that people keep saying, oh yeah, it sounds like Obi-Wan. I don't hear. So Obi-Wan Kenobi is right here, right? So if Obi-Wan says fear Magneto, that doesn't really sound like Magneto to me. Now, if you said that Magneto sounds like Plo Koon, I'd say, okay, because both are basically Ian McKellen's voice.
So, Ian McKellen played Magneto in the movies, and my version of Plo Koon is based upon Ian McKellen as well, so I could see that, but, yes, strange. I don't hear really Obi-Wan Kenobi in Magneto at all, but
maybe some people just hear my voice in it, and that's the way it works. I don't know. But anyways, some cool stuff. Hey, should we do some... I'm going to drink a little more water here.
It's time to drink some water. That's good water.
We got some cool stuff, though, coming up. And so many of you asking some cool questions and things. And I'm just wondering, let's see, should I go back and look at some of the comments again? There's some comments. Let's see. Commercials playing. I'm going to my YouTube channel. And I am going... Okay. Went to my last vlog. Let's see what some of the comments say. Let's look at the comments, huh? The YouTube comments. Oh, should we bring Bob? Hey, Bob. Yeah, Bob. Oh, yes, James. And dibbity-dee and dibbity-doo. You're going to the comments now. We used to do emails, but now we do comments. That's right. How are you, Bob? Oh, I'm doing very well. And dibbity-dee and dibbity-doo. I'm excited about the whole King of Kings movie coming out. The King of Kings. Yeah, it's very exciting, isn't it? That's exactly what I just said. Yes, it is. Okay. So we have some comments from different people. And do we want to read some of those? Oh, yes, let's take a look and see. Let's see. Gavin M25 says, I want to thank you for all you do, and I believe in you. Much love. God bless you. Well, thank you, Gavin. That's really nice. I'll give a little heart to that there. What does that one say? That says Grandmaster Allen 137. Well, you read better than I do. I didn't see. I got to change my glasses. Thank you, Bob. And what does Grandmaster Allen 137 say? Oh, well, yes, he says, "Holy smokes, Jat, this video was great. You did it. You said the line, man. There will never be a more cooler voice in Rivals that makes you run away than when you hear Fear Magneto." I like your version, Bob, of Magneto. Do that again. Fear Magneto. You do it. You want me to do it? Fear Magneto. No. No, do it in the voice that you do when you do Magneto. Oh, you want me to do Magnetos? Okay.
Fear Magneto!
Oh, yes, that's very good.
Oh, yes, no, it's very exciting when he does that.
Oh, yes, okay, thanks, guys. And then he says, God knows he made the right choice granting you the ability to voice him and so many other characters. Well, that's very nice of you to say. And God bless you, Jat. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you, Grandmaster Allen 137. That's very nice. Now, a lot of people I'm seeing on this last one, I brought up in the last vlog that maybe I would do another studio tour, and people are wanting that. Oh, yes, there's so many in here are saying that you should do a studio tour. Yes, there's XCYNER13. Yeah, I said their name wrong last time, too, and then they made a comment that people were joking about how I don't know how to say it. Sorry. Says, yes, we'd love a tour of the studio. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, sorry, Bob. And then, hey, James, you need a little music intro and your characters could be singing their way in. I bet you would have a blast with that. Great video. Thanks for being you. That is from KJ Hoskins. Yes, you could do a musical version of the JATcast. I don't know about a musical version of the JATcast, but, I sing. I always joke. People say, do you sing? And I say, I sing when the check clears. I did get to sing. I'm sure most of you know this. I got to sing. I think it's even on my YouTube. God Bless America. And I got to sing the national anthem at a Dodger game for Star Wars night many years ago. And that was a lot of fun. Very good. Yes, here's one right there. Oh, yes, this one. No Trick C 1379 says, Magneto sounds like Obi-Wan and looks like Clone Wars Count Dooku to me. Okay. All right. I don't think he sounds like Obi-Wan, but I try very hard to make all my voices sound different. And I know sometimes you can hear it, but I don't hear any of Obi-Wan in Magneto, but okay. Nathaniel Benz, I'm always talking about Nathaniel. He says, this was a wonderful episode of the JAT vlogs to start my Saturday morning off, and I'm looking forward to the ABCs of JAT. Oh, yeah, we should talk about, so the ABCs of JAT, I know I keep promising it. The issue is what I need to just do is I need to have like a day where I can just sit down and record, as many of, I've written about 11 of them, and I still need to write the other, 15 or so of them. And then, I did the math really quick, Bob. Oh, and doobity-dee and deebity-doo, you're very fast. I got to say, math was never my strong point in school. I just never really was great at math. But now I find as I get older, I've gotten better. But it's not like it was really hard to, do that math. Oh, no, it was impressive. Okay. All right, thank you. Anyways, the ABCs of JAT, yes, Nathaniel, they're coming up soon. Bob, I'm sorry, I took over your job and started reading the post. Oh, and doobity-dee and deebity-doo, yes, it says, and learning how you got the role for Green Arrow and Batman the Brave and the Bold for the letter G, and from Robin from Lego Batman, the video game for the letter R, and I'm also looking forward to a possible studio tour that would be a wonderful, very cool thing. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Nathaniel. So people want a studio tour. Oh, look at this one. It also says it too. Yes, DP0316 says, would be nice to get a tour of the studio. Okay, so a lot of people want that. Okay, all right. So we're going to have to do a studio tour again. The thing is there are tours of my studio up there. I did one recently for a charity event for my dear friend Colette Sunderman, and I gave a whole studio tour, and I put that out. I thought I put that out on my YouTube, but maybe I didn't. But anyway, so I'll do a new studio tour now that I have the vlogging corner set up, and we'll do that. So I actually already recorded it. The thing is I recorded it, but now that I'm seeing so many people want the studio tour, I did kind of a quick studio tour on the vlog that was going to come out in the next couple of days, but I think I'll do a more in-depth studio tour and put that out. Ooh, and doobity-dee and dibbity-doo. That's a good idea. All right. Oh, somebody says, thanks for sharing about the King of Kings movie. I will definitely check it out. That is Sunshine Gamers. Thank you for that. Bob, let's jump back to some of the other comments from some of the other JAT videos. Talking to myself, the JATcast, when I put the first video out, let's see. Let's go to the comments of what you all said there. Oh, I don't want commercial for Pampers. Okay. It's, the ads pop up on YouTube when you do that. There I am. Okay. So there's the video. This one is Evadios 2022 says, thank you so much for opening the curtain up for all of us to see the wonderful production you provide to us. I would love to see more of this in the future. And now that I'm finished the video portion, I'm going off to listen to the rest of the podcast. Oh, amazing podcast. God bless. Well, thank you so much. Library Kitten 30 says, this was a beautiful piece of cinematography. I love seeing how your facial expressions, mannerisms change with each character. Great work, James. Yeah, I think that's been kind of the most fun for all of you when you get to watch the videos. So if you're listening to this podcast on, say, Spotify or Apple iTunes or Apple Podcasts, I should say, or wherever you listen to podcasts, I do a video version now, and that's what the first 10, 12 minutes of the show will always be a video version now, kind of taking you behind the scenes when I do the opening and do all the voices and stuff. So that is what everybody is commenting on here. I'm on my YouTube looking at the comments section from that video here. And people said, this was great. Love seeing the BTS. That stands for behind the scenes. Loved hearing the audio version, and this video made me want to listen to it again. Such a blessing to hear from you twice in one day. Oh, God bless you. That is Gokhan Eternal. Hey, Gokhan. And let's see here. There was one I wanted to see on here, Bob. There was, they were asking about my mic technique on it. Oh, yes, indubitably, I know which one you're talking about, yes. Oh, let me see if I can find it for you. I'm scrolling through. Yes, you are. Oh, this is one of them. It says, Waltz in the Park says, it was amazing to see how you handled some of the voices for the characters in your show. The most interesting thing to me was how you would move away from the mic or get closer to the mic based on the different characters and lines delivered. Overall, I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to see more behind-the-scenes content from the JATcast. Well, thank you so much. Yes, it is. There is a lot of fun stuff. I do move around a lot, and people were asking, that's not the one I was thinking of, Bob, but there was another one. Somebody says it's cool to see your facial expressions. Oh, somebody said, Mick Lego Boy says, I'm actually kind of curious what some of the raw audio sounds like without the reverb on Mr. Announcer Guy and on the filter on Jerry the Music Man when it's on camera, just to show that while it's all done in real time, there does need to be a little bit of tweaking, but not much. So you want, yeah, so people, and Toria was asking as well in one of these if I put the music and the sound effects and the effects on the vocals live or if I do it afterwards. I do it afterwards. And so, but yes. So if I'm doing Mr. Announcer Guy, when I do that, so I'm all just on one microphone and I would say, hey, Mr. Announcer Guy.
Yeah, man.
How are you?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm doing really well.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm going to go now.
That's Mr. Announcer Guy with no reverb on him. And Jerry the Music Man. Hey, Jerry the Music Man.
Yeah, James. It's super cool to be on your podcast.
Thanks, Jerry.
You got it, James.
That's what he sounds like with no filter on him. So there you go, guys. That's that. So, oh, this is the one I was thinking of, Bob. Oh, yes, that is Mr. Mark Smeets. Mr. Mark Smeets. Okay. He says, tech nerd question, how is it that your voice isn't fading out each time you turn your head or step away from the microphone? Is this just the magic of compression or some other effect? And as I said to him, I said, yes, it's the magic of a really good room, a wonderful microphone, and great compression. And yes, it's kind of all of the above, all of those things together. This microphone is, of course, it's a condenser mic, and it is a wide diaphragm condenser mic. So I can kind of move around. I'm moving around right now in the room, and now I'm backing off. I'm literally probably almost 3 feet away from the microphone right now. And then as I move closer, you can tell that it's that. But if I turn my head even like a foot away from it, I'm about, a foot away from the microphone right now. And then as I move closer, and the compression on the mic really helps, but it's also because it's a great microphone. So there you go. Those are some other ones there. Do we want to do some more comments and stuff? What do you guys think? You're all enjoying the comments? Oh, hey, I'm flipping through my YouTube here. I also want to say to everybody, my dear friend, Tom Wilson, You may know him from film and television, of course, Back to the Future, Freaks and Geeks, so many wonderful different things. And he's an amazing artist, and he is probably one of just the dearest souls in the world to me. We are very good friends, and I love him with all my heart. He is such a wonderful man of God and a wonderful human being. He is vlogging again. I have been vlogging again. Tom and I, we both kind of go off and on these things. He put out a super cool movie I talked about last year in the podcast that is Humbly Super Famous. It is free on his YouTube channel. If you do not know Tom Wilson's YouTube channel, please go to it. It's Tom Wilson, and look up. And now he's started to vlog again, and he just put a new vlog out entitled Kingdom Within. And it's him walking on the beach and just telling stories. Both Tom and I think, have discovered what we really love, and we love about all of you with your comments and things. There's so many. So it's not like either one of us have, hundreds of thousands of people listening and following us. We have all of you wonderful folks, a smaller group, and we love you all. And we're so grateful because you stick with us through the years. And he talks about some of his fans in that, and he's, saying hang in there, just like I would say. That's why I read your guys' comments here, because I always just want to get your names on there, let you know that I'm thinking of you all. You're all part of the JAT Fellowship here. And I just so enjoy all of it. And Tom does as well. And so please check out Tom Wilson's vlogs. And it's just him kind of being himself. And that's what I'm trying to do with the vlogs that I'm doing Mondays and Fridays now. And now, of course, these videos, putting them out. I'm going to start doing some more stuff where I'm doing some interviews and things again. That's going to take a little time. And the schedule is very busy this year. We still have a lot of Comic-Cons we're doing. And now this press for the movie The King of Kings, that came up out of nowhere. We got some other press for some other movies. There's some other premieres coming up pretty soon. The movie The American Miracle, the movie Operation Bodyguard, those are going to be happening, I think, in May or June. And then I'll be doing some more cons. And then there's another thing I hinted about it. I talked about it last time that I'll be doing soon. I haven't signed any contracts, so I can't talk about it yet. But there's a place where I may be actually performing my stage show again. So all of those things going on, plus the comic shop. We had some great response from all of you about the comic shop. I plan on putting a video out in the next month about how we'll have it set up to where you could send your art in about that. We would love to have you do that. Matthew Buds and I, Matthew is Matt. I call him Matt. Matt's been on the podcast. We just had breakfast together, he and his wife and my wife, and we celebrated his wife's birthday. It was a late belated birthday celebration we had, and we went to, there's this place here where we live, and it is called Kisser, and Kisser, and it is a Japanese restaurant, and it is owned by a husband and wife, and it is only open certain days of the week. I don't have it on me right now, but I think they have 2 or 3 days off that they have the restaurant closed, and it is only open from like 10 in the morning till 3 or 3:30 in the afternoon. And it is an amazing, amazing Japanese, like authentic Japanese restaurant. The food is so good. And we went there this morning, hung out, Matt Buds and I and his wife, Jen, and my wife, Allison, and the 4 of us hung out and had a good time. And then, had a nice meal and then walked around and then went to another little mall and walked around a little. They're these kind of cool little, like they're old warehouses that have been converted into these kind of coffee shop marketplace things. And so we went and walked around and did that. And we talked about various projects. Matt is working on a big project, not announced yet, but he of course was my producing partner on Hidden Blessings. He and I have written the comic shop. We've written a couple of other things that we're trying to get made. And so we were talking about all that and just ways to get this done. And so we are looking forward to all of that. That's all coming up here very soon too, but been working on a lot of cool projects lately. And I've been recording a lot of projects where I can bring the camera in. So I've recorded 2 recently that will be vlogs very soon, video vlogs, once they're kind of released and I have, I have time to edit them, where I take you behind the scenes in the studio here in my, it's not my new studio anymore. I've lived here for 4 years, over 4 years now, but I used to do a lot of vlogs like that. But what happened is, with NDAs.
You mean the undas?
Yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. You're not really allowed to bring cameras in and film that stuff. But for some projects, I am able to, some local projects that I was doing for a Christian organization called Lifeway. And I've done some stuff for them. And so I brought the camera in for that, and then one for my friend Aaron Greer, who's a filmmaker. And so those videos will be coming out pretty soon. I'll take you behind the scenes in the booth of how I take direction from a director or how I do things on my own when I have no director and I'm just recording on my own. and give you some more insight to the world of voiceover and what I do as a voice actor. That's why so much of my vlogs and my podcasts and all have been more about my personal life and my faith and all of that, because I can't really talk a lot about the professional stuff. I know I'm repeating myself to a lot of you, but if you're new to the podcast, you may go, oh, it's called Talking to Myself. And yes, you would hope I would do some voices. I usually do the voices kind of at the beginning of the show, and then I spend this back half of the show talking to you, reading your comments and emails and things. And anyways, so yes, I was looking at the YouTube there, and I saw that my friend Tom Wilson has a video out, and that reminded me there to please check out Tom's one. And then let's see, we had some other ones. That's Good Water. Should I look at the comments on That's Good Water? Let's take a look and see. So I've put out how many vlogs? Wow. I've put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vlogs so far. That's pretty cool, huh? And the last one, or the very first one, I should say, we should look at some more of the comments there. Sorry, I'm waiting for the ads. I got to skip the ads. Do you all watch the ads? I mean, it's like, yeah, I guess I get paid if the ads get watched, but I guess if you're like, oh, I'm grabbing my water and I'll start the podcast in a minute, you could listen to the ads on YouTube. But I think most people hit the skip button, don't they? Okay, let's see here. Came here because of your great voice acting for Tidus in Final Fantasy X. Oh, well, thank you so much. Oh, Natalia asks, where can I watch How a Voice Actor Deals with the Cold Jat Vlog Part 2? Natalia, I never put it out. That's so sad. I know I was recording it and I was and I never ended up finishing that one. I need to finish that at some point, so I'm so sorry. And so let's see. Duchess Cosplay says, a touch random here, but I'd love to see a Bob Ross style painting video with your characters. Pros, it'd certainly be unique. Cons, paint in that lovely studio makes me feel nervous. Well, I have a painting studio, Duchess. And so I could, of course, when I did my movie Hidden Blessings, I played a painter, and the room that we used as my painting studio is actually my painting studio. And I do paint, and I would love, I watch a show. Hey, if you have Amazon Prime, which I know not everybody does, but I have it, and I watch a show on there called Portrait Artist of the Year. Now, for those of you that are Brits or live in the UK, you probably know this show because it is a British show. And there's several seasons out. If you are on Amazon looking for something good to watch, well, first off, go to the Repair Shop channel and watch that 24/7. I am so thrilled that they're doing that now. The Repair Shop is probably my favorite show on television. I love that show. It is so cool. If you don't know about the Repair Shop, please do your old friend James Arnold Taylor a favor and watch the Repair Shop. If you have Amazon, you can watch it on, they have a whole channel devoted to the Repair Shop. But then there's another one, it's called Portrait Artist of the Year. And man, I love that show. Some of you will probably know that show. It is a beautiful show. It's kind of like Great British Bake Off in that it's a contest with a bunch of artists, and they bring in celebrity guests, and then the celebrity guests sit there for 4 hours. They have to sit still, and the artists paint them. And then they judge the artists, and then they pick a winner from each round, and then they all go to the semifinals, and then they have the finals, and then they have the winner, and the winner is commissioned to paint someone really famous for a really famous place for it to be on display forever there. It's such a cool thing, and as a painter, I just love watching all the various artists and their techniques. So yes, Duchess Cosplay, I'll have to do a painting video at some point, but I've also got to do a cooking video. If I had, I wish I had the time to just do nothing but videos for you all. It would be so fun. I would start my own Roku channel and just put the JAT channel out and just have tons of videos for you all to watch all the time. Maybe as I get older, maybe someday if I make a bunch of money and can retire, I'll just sit and make videos for you all someday. That's what I'll do. This is Full Circle Faith says, James, you are gifted and highly skilled as an actor. Well, thank you. That is very sweet of you to say, but I do my best. My suggestion is this. When voice acting a very long story, narrative-driven video game, what is your thought process or approach to voicing those style of games? For example, Final Fantasy X is such a powerful and compelling story. As a player, you feel invested in the development and connection you have with the characters. You mentioned before that it took you about 3.5 months to voice all of Tidus's lines. How did you do it? Approach, thought process, methods, or voice acting in that game. You put so much passion into that game, there must be more to it than simply reading from a script. Did you watch cutscenes as the game progressed? You did the role so perfect. I'm curious about the behind the scenes of something involving a game with such an emotional and analytical storyline. Thanks, Jat. Much love and respect. Well, Thank you so much. That is from Full Circle Faith. Yeah, there is a lot of thought that goes into it, but it's kind of, as a voice actor, it is very different than, and I do on-camera acting as well. When I do the on-camera, I get the script way in advance. I get to kind of memorize the lines. I get to really jump into the character. As a voice actor, you usually get the script right away. And even with Final Fantasy X, we got the script. They kept the script there. I didn't get to take it home with me. I didn't get to study it. So every day I'd come back into the studio, and we did it over the course of 3.5 months, Monday through Friday, 4 to 8 hour sessions recording lines for that game. And it was very thick. It was like a phone book. I know phone books aren't anything we have anymore, but those of you that remember phone books, they were big, thick things. It was probably 2.5 to 3 inches thick of a script of paper. All the dialogue. I've got to drink some water. Hang on. For Final Fantasy. You know what? I'm going to have a lozenge, everybody. Do you mind? I have these throat coat. Do you know the throat coat tea? They make lozenges, eucalyptus, mint, and I'm going to have one. So you're going to hear some of that. Now, some of you may be some of those people that don't like to hear mouth noises. In that case, I will do my best to cut out the noise of this, and I apologize. But I need a lozenge because I'm drying out a little. The weather's been fluctuating in my voice from talking so much. I'm starting to hear it's a little hazy. So the process with video games is very different than if I'm doing something like a TV show, like Obi-Wan. Even though we got the scripts right then, I still kind of knew what was expected from Obi-Wan. So with a game like Final Fantasy, it really was through the months of recording that I started to develop a kind of a kinship with Tidus and learn his ins and outs and kind of more than just kind of doing a voice. Now, his voice was very similar to mine. And there was this dynamic with Final Fantasy X where we had listen to my story. We had that, right? And then we had, see ya, live and let live, and all those lines. And it was very much like when he was doing the narrative, it was more so like he was telling the story from days gone by. And if you know the story of Final Fantasy X, I won't ruin anything. But if you do know the story, if you don't know the story, it would ruin it if I say too much. But the ending of that game makes me go, how is he telling it? Anyways. Maybe I'm giving away too much, but it's also been out for 20 plus years. So if you don't know the story by now, sorry, there was all this that they kind of gave to me in this thought process of doing this with the voice. And then as I learned the game, we did it in order. I didn't know the ending until the ending. So I kind of developed, I think that helped. Kind of like with Ratchet and Clank. Every time there's a new Ratchet and Clank game, we learn a little bit more about Ratchet's story and his character. And so I kind of learn as I go along as well. And I try to just add those elements to it as I go. So I hope that answers some of your questions there. And I hope it was helpful to some degree. But yeah, it is always very cool and different. Video games are very different than recording, say, an animated story. Because you're pretty much reading from like an Excel document because there's so many lines and there's so many different options in a video game. If he turns left, this happens. If he turns right, that happens. If he, fights this boss, that happens. So video games are more so like we're just diving in, we're getting the lines, we're doing that. The director may be feeding you some lines to kind of react to, but you don't usually even know what the other people are saying. You're just knowing your own lines. Some games are different, like Marvel Rivals has been very cool. They've given me the scripts and I know kind of what I'm saying to the other characters. But that's not always the case with games. So it's always cool when you get that opportunity to record it the way you would an animated series or something. So a lot of different stuff that goes into a video game compared to an animated series. Hey, here's one in the comments section from my very first vlog that I started doing here just a few weeks ago from my friend Natalia, who I mentioned earlier. Natalia is out there Natalia, are you in New Zealand? Natalia says, sorry for how long this is. Hello there, James. I have some news I just had to share with you. So for the last 3 years, I've been raising money for the Police Dog Charitable Trust in New Zealand. Yes, New Zealand. As police dogs are not fully government funded. Oh. As of the end of last year, I have reached my first big fundraising goal of $10,000 for the Police Dog Charitable Trust. That is awesome. That is so cool, Natalia. She says, thank you for always inspiring me to never give up on my dreams no matter what gets thrown at me, especially last year. I had to cancel one of my big fundraisers as we didn't have enough people attending, so I felt a bit discouraged and felt like giving up. But then I thought about your story of how after losing your voice to black toxic mold poisoning, you never gave up on regaining your voice. I would love to hear what you think. Thanks again, James. Natalia, I think you're wonderful, and I think this is wonderful. And I love that you had this charity and you were doing all that and you wouldn't give up. And I know that you have your own struggles, and I think it's wonderful how dedicated and how blessed you are and how you just go for it. So God bless you, my friend. And I am praying for you, always praying for your health and praying for your family and praying for those doggies now too. That is really cool. Police dogs are amazing. We used to live in a place called Simi Valley, and it was when Lydia was a little baby, and we built this house after the mold house. So I got very sick from this house that had black toxic mold. And then we had a new house built. We found a place where they were new construction. And then it turned out that the new construction was actually really bad for my health as well, because I had so many issues from the mold poisoning, and the new houses outgas all these chemicals and stuff. And so I got almost sicker then. It was a long journey with my health, but we moved into this beautiful new house. But it had all the new formaldehydes and the paint smells and all of that. And we were in that house, and our neighbors next door were wonderful people. And he was a police officer, and he was a canine officer. So his partner was a dog, and it was such a cool dog, beautiful dog. And it was not a German Shepherd. It was oh gosh, I can't remember. It looks kind of like a German Shepherd, but more kind of black and dark browns and grays and beautiful, regal black face and the snout. Again, very much like a German Shepherd. And he spoke German to the dog. Now, I don't know if y'all know that sometimes police dogs will be taught in a different language. So then people can't just shout out commands to them. And his dog understood German, so he would speak German to the dog. Such a cool dog, such a gentle dog, such a gentle soul, but also, boy, and so it's tremendous that you were helping to raise money for that. I think that's so cool. And, I think it's great when all of us have kind of something that we can do that is kind of our outreach. So whatever you have that is your outreach today, I hope you would go for it full bore like Natalia did. And look at the goal she hit, $10,000. So awesome. I'm so proud of you. I'll be praying for you. And, maybe someday, I'm hoping someday that I'll get out to New Zealand and Australia and visit y'all for a Comic-Con. I did get an invite that was like a last minute invite. I would have had to be there now, I think. And I wasn't able to do it. They called and they were like, could James come to this Comic-Con? And it was going to be happening this week. And it was just too last minute. I wasn't able to do it. And plus we were doing all this press for the King of Kings. But I'm hoping at some point, someday, I'll get to go out to Australia and visit y'all. It'd be wonderful. I know there's so many of you that listen in Australia and New Zealand, down under. And I just would love that. So hopefully we'll get to do that soon. But anyways, I hope everybody has enjoyed this. Hey, please, if you have something, a question for me or whatever, you can always put it in the comments here. And I go through these and I look at the comments and the questions and everything, obviously, on the shows, and I try to comment there. We may be bringing an email back at some point where folks can send emails. When we did it before, as I mentioned, it got overwhelming. And I really try to handle all of this and be able to answer all of your questions. I love giving you all a place to be able to communicate and talk to me. And so right now it's the comment section in my Instagram and it's the comment section on the YouTube. And I appreciate any of you. So if you listen to this somewhere else, you can always go to YouTube afterwards and go to the comment section and say, hey, James, in the podcast, you said such and such. I wanted to say this. And there's a place where you'll do it. I will see the comments. I do look through them as much as I can. And I always try to, if you get a heart from that or a little comment, that's really me. And I mean it. And I thank you all so much for hanging out with me here on the James Arnold Taylor podcast all this time. So much going on. Gonna do some more stuff. I will be gone. I don't know if we will have an episode out next week. We may not, because I may not be able to get another one done, pre-recorded and put out. So if there is no podcast next week, don't worry. It's because I'm out of town until Wednesday of next week. So I might not have a chance to put one out. And if that's the case, don't worry. There'll be another one the next week and we will get all caught up. But God bless you all. Thanks for listening to the James Arnold Taylor podcast. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. I hope you've had a good time. I hope you spread the word. I hope you subscribe and just keep doing good stuff, okay? Know that there is a God in heaven that loves you and he's wants to know you, and you can reach him. All you got to do is just call out the name of Jesus and say, Jesus, I want to know you, and give him a call. And, I pray, it's my prayer that everybody would know him. And I'm certainly not trying to impose my religion on anybody. I'm just telling you what I believe. And it's my hope and prayer for everybody to know what you believe and why you believe it. Seek the truth no matter what, and know more than you want to know. And go out there and make this world a brighter, better place. Learn to love each other, not to judge each other. Don't be too harsh on each other. And know that there's a lot of negativity out there. We can be light to the world if we just simply believe, put it out there, give it up to God, surrender ourselves, surrender our wants and needs and goals, and always just put it out there and hope for the best, okay? God bless you all. Love you all. And Mr. Announcer Guy, do that legal mumbo jumbo.
Talking to Myself, the James Arnold Taylor Podcast is a production of Yumigo Inc., recorded at Chat Studios. Engineered, written, recorded, and produced by, you guessed it, James Arnold Taylor. All voices are parody and should be construed as entertainment only. All music and sound effects used with permissions and licenses through Backtracks, Digital Juice, Production Tracks, and Partners in Rhyme. James Arnold Taylor's Talking to Myself, the Podcast. Copyright 2025, all rights reserved.
So much more to come here at the James Arnold Taylor channel, podcast, stuff, everywhere. And we'll just keep going. May the force be with you. Stay totally awesome. Yabba dabba do. All those voices, and everybody says goodbye there. And goodbye.